Because there's a lesson, I promise there's a lesson in Rhino Poop about having faith in God. So if you're going through life and you're having a hard time seeing God there, you're wondering where He's at, you see no evidences for Him, take a lesson from a nature nut. He is there. And He's leaving little fingerprints behind. He's leaving little signs that He is there in your life. Just gotta learn how to see them. When I was in South Africa, I was out with an anti-poaching guide named Jacques, and we were out tracking rhino. We'd go wander around the game reserve in his Land Cruiser, and we'd drive along until there were rhino tracks, and his job was to make sure the rhino were okay, to take care of them, and so every time we found tracks, we'd have to go track the rhino down. So we did that for most of the week, and then there came a day where he said, "Josh, your turn, you track the rhino." I was like, "Jacques, I don't know what I'm doing." But he said, "Okay, go do it." So we were on this dirt road, and I hopped out of the Land Cruiser and get down. There's this very nice, very clean looking rhino tracks right there in the dirt. Okay, we're gonna do this. And I take a step off the road, and immediately there's just all these trails going through the grass in all kinds of different directions from different animals I've walked through, and I had absolutely no idea where to go. I can't see anything. There's no tracks, nothing. And I just start, you know what? This end one looks like it got used the most. I'm gonna go down that one. I get about 20 feet down it, and Jacques just kind of laughing. He points down this other side trail with his stick. I'm like, "What the heck? How did you know, Jacques?" And he points down with his stick, and there's a little scuff, just a little tiny scuff in the dirt. Like, okay, we'll go with that one. And we keep going, and I go down that, and I take another wrong turn, and he points out this time a twig that's bitten off a 45-degree angle, which is the way the black rhino will eat. And I go, okay, he saw a twig. Okay, this is how we know the rhino went this way. And this went on for the next probably 40 minutes to an hour of us going along, and him pointing out these little tiny details that you would never bother looking at, because a rhino's, it's a multi-ton animal, and he's pointing out little tiny scuffs in the dirt or ways twigs were bent to say the rhino went this way. And eventually, as we were going along like that, I started being able to see the little signs, be able to see the little details that did show, yes, it went this way. Okay, this pile of leaves, this is freshly bent. Okay, this dung, it's still got steam coming off it. We know this is brand new. This little scuff here. Okay, there's a little bit of a toe right there. Okay. And eventually the image started coming together. The picture of how this creature had moved started coming into focus. And I found that that's a lot how faith is for me. Faith to me is being able to see God's hand, being able to see the little details, and more importantly, being able to trust that that hand is there when you can't see the details, when you cannot see the presence of God in your life. And the more attention I pay to those little things, the more I'm able to see them. Sometimes that means going to find a teacher, someone who can help me see the little details. And sometimes that means I have to keep a tracking journal, if you will, a way to keep track of God's little blessings in my life. And those together form, over a long time, they form a holistic picture that leaves me without a whole lot of options other than to acknowledge, yes, God, you were there. So as we're looking for these little signs, the temptation can be to say, it's just random chance. This tracker guy, Jacques, he knew those were rhino because he knows that animal. He can see the details of that track, and he can say, I know that's what this is because of the patterns of evidence. The twig bitten off at 45-degree angles, the exact scuff of the toe. It's all a pattern. Random chance isn't a pattern. As we develop the skill of learning to see the patterns of God in our lives, we develop greater faith in Him and greater trust in Him. So, question for you. As you're going through life, and as you have gone through challenges, what patterns have you seen that let you know that God is in your life? What little details, what little tracks, what little signs has He left behind that let you know in your times of trial and hardship that, yes, He is there? We'd love to hear about it, and if you'd like to learn more and see more like this, follow this channel, and we'll see you next time.